Okay, welcome back. Now I'm very happy to introduce you to Alexandra and Katharina because they are like telling you about how they got men to talk about beauty, which is very exciting, and I'm happy to learn more about it. It's your stage.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, welcome to our presentation. My name is Alexandra von Cukrovic. I'm heading up the Bonsai Lab, which is kind of our creative space, so we call it, meaning that we, besides classical qual, also offer like or are always on the lookout for innovative methods that like fit in our portfolio and make it easy for us to connect to people, because this is something that really matters to me and to the Bonsai Lab, to really deeply connect to consumers. So this is where I'm from.
I'm Katharina. I work at Cosnova, or better said, at Next Gen Beauty, which is the incubator and sister company of Cosnova. Cosnova is a German cosmetics company owning the brands Catrice and Essence. And I'm the head of joint venture brands, which means I do everything when it comes to new business, trying out new products, new concepts, new brands. And for this specific project, we have been working together to find out more about men and beauty. Just one question up front. So who is using beauty products in this room? Great. When I narrow it down, who's using skincare products? Okay, and who's using makeup products? Interesting. Interesting. So let's see what we found out during this project. We have a Trends and Consumer Insights team at Cosnova on Next Gen Beauty, and for years now they have been telling us you have to do something for men, because Catrice and Essence, our two biggest brands, are color cosmetic brands and obviously targeted for women specifically. I know that it's getting more fluid and unisex, but that's the heritage where these brands are coming from. So for years now they have been telling us we have to offer something for men, and it sounds quite easy, and we have been thinking about it again and again and again for years. But actually, when you think about it in more detail, it's quite complex, because I think for women, we kind of all agree on that we want to use beauty, or that we are fine with using beauty, and that we are used to using it. And for men, this is actually the first barrier or hurdle, that they kind of not really agree, at least not everyone. So it is a complex topic, so it takes a lot of time and a lot of good research and knowledge to actually start this topic. And if you look at the trends right now, and the first thing that you have to start with is actually defining men or masculinity. And if you look nowadays, masculinity can mean literally everything, which is great, because we are getting away from stereotypes, from stigmas, from, let's say, the old images. But this makes it even more complex for a beauty company, or if you want to start a brand, like what actually is your target group or the purpose, or what does masculinity mean for your brand? And we talk about it in a second again, but the first question is, if everything is unisex and fluid, should it be a men beauty brand anyways, or should it be for everyone? So this is the first complex question that you asked. And if you dig deeper into the trends, you see that there are 4 pillars evolving right now. And the first one that we just talked about is the topic for a brand, new masculinity. Like, how do you tackle male consumers? It could mean, is it the, let's say, spectrum where you say we break anything, any barriers, any images, men wearing dresses, men wearing nail polish, men wearing cosmetics? Or do you start maybe a little bit slower, and keep in mind that we are talking about the German market here, and that you maybe start with a cream or a deodorant or a body lotion, so very, very subtle at the other end. Then another trend pillar that is evolving is the topic of self-care. Men starting to realize that it's okay to care for yourself with beauty products, and especially in Asia and in the US, they are on the forefront. But for Germany, it's, let's say, also a little bit slower. Then there's the third pillar, which is, I think, the pillar where most men at least can agree on, which is the hair grooming. We've seen this trend for years now. Men are fine with using hair products. There have been beard oils, there have been tonics, aftershaves, even scalp scrubs and stuff. So I think the hair category is something that, let's say, men are fine with, but for us at Cosnova, coming from a color cosmetics heritage, this is the pillar where we said there are amazing brands out there. There are many offers already, so we wouldn't necessarily want to tackle that. And if you look at the fourth pillar that is evolving, which is makeup giving confidence, of course this triggered our interest. And here, again, it's still very complex because not all men agree on that, or maybe they don't even know the tricks and secrets we as women have just to look a bit better than we actually do. And without having a mask on or without putting too much makeup on, it's just enhancing a little bit that you look a little bit fresher, maybe that you have the greatest sleep ever, even though you didn't. So this is, again, putting this together with the topic of self-care, putting this together with the topic of new masculinity, where you start. And then there's a fourth pillar due to the pandemic, which is the topic of self-care rituals. So even that caring for yourself nowadays can go even deeper. It's for your body, it's for your mind, it's for your soul, because we have all been in this pandemic and lockdown mode. So also the male target group realizes that a ritual or like having your me moment and do something for yourself can actually, even that alone can help you with your confidence and with your feeling great. So yes, sounds great, let's start. But then if you want to start, there are some like basic questions, as I said, not only coming to the target group, but should the brand be unisex or should it be male brand? Should it be makeup or should it be care? But then there is care like already out there, like the skincare market is the most growing one. What are actually the needs, and are there many different needs? Because again, I think for women, it's quite clear on which topics we kind of all agree on. It's blush, we heard of it, we can use it. Bronzer, we heard of it, we can use it. But even these, let's say for us, basic products are for men groundbreaking, I would say. What about wordings? Like, are men fine with calling a product concealer? Because concealer sounds like a female thing to do, maybe. And what about the product concepts? Should it be like the wake up kick, or is it fine if it's just the daily moisturizer? So how about to tackle the concepts and the wordings? What about availability? We've conducted some interviews and we realized men are very lazy, and they want to like get the products there where they are anyways, but where they are anyways, like online, offline. Are they at Edeka or Rewe, or are they at DM? Like it's a complex topic. So looking at German men in more detail, we started with numbers, and we started with the Best for Planning study, and we saw that Best for Planning is kind of clustering men into these 5 pillars. And again, the perfume and hairstyling user, we know it's out there, but it's not necessarily for us. And then if you look at the other pillars, like the price-oriented minimalist, the skilled purist, sounds great. And if you look at the age split, they are the teenies, the young ones, and I mean, we have Essence and Catrice, so maybe that's a low-hanging fruit to target, let's say, teeny boys or the young ones, with their first like impurities and skin problems. And then we have the eager to try sustainable fan. Eager to try for a marketer sounds the most promising one. And then sustainable or sustainability is also a huge topic, which would add a second layer of complexity, because what does sustainability mean? Is it waste? Is it ingredients? Is it, So again, sounds interesting, but still don't know what to do. And then the prestige-oriented brand user sounds also very nice, because they sound a little bit loyal, they sound that they spend a little bit more, that they are willing to spend, and maybe that they are also willing to show off a bit, so that they are not afraid to use these products and talk about it. But even here, we said, okay, we need to understand German men better. We need to get them to talk about like what they want to actually, for us at Next Gen Beauty, figure out what the perfect concept and positioning would be. And this is why we decided to try out a new method.
Thank you. Yeah, and I just wanted to add something because with regards to availability, we also found, for example, that the girlfriend's products are sometimes very well used amongst men. So this is, maybe they are not buying themselves. Yeah, so this was the briefing Cosnova, Next Generation Beauty, came to us, and we were discussing in the first place, okay, you were talking about this global trend, especially valid in Asia. We were seeing that, but we took a step back and thought, okay, how big is it in Germany? So how many men are out there who are like interested in makeup or in cosmetics and beauty products per se? So what we did as a first step, we set up a more quantitative research project and trying to find, how big is the trend? How many men are out there? So we talked in online interviews to 1,120 men between 16 and 59 years old and representative of population regarding region and age. So I would say we took a very rather good sample out there and talked to them about using cosmetics. And to my surprise, and I think to your surprise as well, I mean, we found a number that was really interesting. So almost half of them can be identified as potential target group, meaning that they are using cosmetics or beauty products currently, or are interested or are intending to use them in the future. So half of our population is a potential target group. And another interesting thing was that 18% of them told us we are currently using beauty products. I was surprised by that. And
in terms of color cosmetics. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And so we were really keen to get in contact to these people and try to find out, I mean, what is behind this? What is the motivation? What is driving them? Why are they doing that? And this was the reason why we set up, okay, we need to really dig deeper. We need to we need to really connect to these people. And then we had COVID-19 last year. Usually I would say this would ask for a face-to-face, in-home interviews to really deep dive into lifestyle, into bathroom routines, to have a look into the bathroom, where do they store their products, what type of person is the one next to us. So really deep dive into the personality to really understand the motivation behind. This was not possible, as we all know, and but it would be easy to say it's just because of the pandemic that we thought about other methods here in this case. Because we also thought about maybe it's not that easy for these men to talk about things like that. Of course, we would have a male moderator available then, but still, is it, appropriate to just talk about, yes, I'm using makeup, I'm using a concealer, I help myself for looking better, whatever. So we were quite skeptical if men are open to really have this in-depth understanding in home, and thought about other methods in this case here. And we sat together again and thought about, okay, what are our criteria for the method we are looking for? And we found it must be anonymous, so that people really open up because they feel it's, of course we look at them individually, but we do not see them face to face, so they can a bit more can hide themselves maybe. Individual, of course, we need to talk to them individually on an individual basis. I'm a qualitative researcher, deep diving into lifestyle, really connecting to them is part of my DNA. So this was a very important criteria for us. It must be intuitive to use and fun to participate in, because we thought, that it should be easy to use, just on the go, wherever you are, you can just answer the questions, and it's really more or less fun for them to answer our questions. And one important thing as well here is on eye level, because I was thinking about this in the last presentation that we saw, that it's also about the target group. You really have to connect to people, and I would never use a digital method just for the sake of it, but it must make sense. It must be better than something else. It must, maybe in this case, connect better and brings me to the eye level of the consumer I want to talk to. We wanted to have a variety of photos, pictures, original sounds, audios. So yeah, we are qualitative researchers. We really want to have this. And of course, we needed to stick to the Corona rules as well. And at Bonsai Lab, we are always on the lookout. As I said, it's in our DNA to have like cooperations and to look for new innovative methods and tools. And we were in discussions with Bilendi Discuss. We knew about the platform, we knew about everything. And what is easier and more fun to use than the messenger that I'm usually, I'm connecting with it every day with my friends. It's part of, it's very intuitive. I do not have to set up a new app on my phone. It's just, and I open it every day, because I connect to my friends, and then I see the new questions, and then I just answer them very quickly. So very easy, and I think the numbers talk for themselves. It's the most important messenger on the market. So that was why we decided to go for this research approach. And we set up, again, a two-step approach, more a quantitative with 100 users, 50% users and 50% non-users, but still interested in the category and wanting to use it in the future. We had individual WhatsApp chats on the platform. It's very easy to set it up. It's on your desktop, and I connect with the consumers via my desktop, and they just open up their WhatsApp messenger and see my new question comes in. We had it online for 5 days. It's automatically posted, so if a question was answered, 2 minutes after that, a new question comes in, and the respondent can answer whenever he or she wanted. And then we had a deep dive into 25 more consumers, only users, to really, we asked for photos, for videos, for audios. We put them on a shopping trip. To be honest, during COVID, it was not that easy. But that is what we've done. And I just wanted to show you some of our insights and learnings and bring you to what we call the evolution of male beauty. So on the bottom, you have this caring option. And I think, Katharina, you have talked about that already. It's really linked to more basic products, and it was very interesting for us, as a lot of our consumers showed us pictures with their deodorant, their aftershave, maybe the shampoo, and we were like, this is not actually what we are really looking at, but it's of course fine. And the motivation behind that is more like this, caring and using body cream. So some more, I would say, regular products. And then we found a lot of people who were using more sophisticated products. So looking at using the products to really underline or to make a better skin, to smooth the skin, to fight against pimples, to fight against redness, to really use concealer or powder or makeup to groom your skin. And I will show you some verbatims in a minute, which underline what I'm looking for here, or what the motivation here is, that you really especially when you're growing older, it's difficult to keep up, and you have the feeling you need to be well groomed in your face to really underline your outer experience and outer appearance, and to improve it. But in this segment, no usage of any color cosmetics, so it's really about improving and refining. And then there's the third category, which is also very interesting, where this is taken to a next level, I would say. So it's really about expressing my own individuality. So it's really about my person, and we will. I have a verbatim with me where it says it's about fitting in together my outer appearance, my dress, my suit with my skin, and bringing the best out of me. Really underlying what's in me and how I look and how I want to be seen. And then we also saw pictures, sometimes hidden a bit, with not only concealer but mascara, eyeliner. We also had nail polish between the products used. And interestingly, this target was very open for new products, of course experimenting a lot and stuff like that. So this is what I call the evolution of male beauty. And let's have a look at, also I just wanted to showcase a bit how rich the platform is and how rich the insights were in the on the platform. So this is about the trend of like grooming, like taking care of myself and make it possible that I'm good looking. So here verbatim or a written sentence, it's about self-appreciation on one hand, and on the other it's about feeling and being more presentable. The awarded anti-aging effects are mostly marketing. Nevertheless, you can see the difference between groomed and non-groomed skin. And this difference becomes bigger when getting older. Okay? Or I use cosmetics as skincare since my youth. Of course, my options expanded during the last decades. A few years ago, I switched to more natural cosmetics, so also sustainability comes in here. That changed my life to the better. I use skincare products plus 35 because I have recognized that my skin needs it. And men want to look well groomed, no difference to women anymore. So I really think this is interesting to get to know. Then we had a lot of photos, pictures, whatever in here. As you see, it's a lot of basic stuff, a woman would say. I mean, this is, of course I have it, but you can also see, and sometimes it's hidden. You have tinted cream here, again, out there. It's not always obvious, and I see your face, you're like, where are tinted products? But you will find them. They are more or less hidden, maybe not that obvious, but they were there. And then, very interesting, and this verbatim, I apologize, but it's in German, to make it more powerful. But this guy is talking about, especially about this trend or about this motivation to be a best version of oneself, to underline the individuality. It doesn't work? Okay.
Ja, guten Morgen. Also zum einen natürlich, wenn man morgens zur Arbeit geht, hat man, denke ich, dieses Standard Make-up, was man letztendlich sich drauf tut, um einfach auch frisch auszusehen oder Unreinheiten zu kaschieren. Und zum anderen, wenn es mal intensiver wird, also das kann ich mir zum Beispiel vorstellen, wenn mal wieder Konzerte sind oder Konzerte waren, da habe ich das viel gemacht, dass vielleicht mal so ein bisschen auch mehr dann letztendlich natürlich aufgetragen wird. Also dass man sich entsprechend der Szene da auch letztendlich kleidet, um auch sich damit besser identifizieren zu können. Deswegen, also das sind so die Themen, die mich da auf jeden Fall motivieren. Wo man letztendlich auch sein Outfit so ein bisschen dann mit kombinieren kann, also dass es letztendlich einfach auch ein rundes Bild gibt. Ne?
Okay. Okay, I think we have to. So just to summarize, I think the benefits lie here, and I mean, I hope I could have showcased how rich the insights were and how rich the output was. And I don't want to summarize everything, but it is totally in line with GDPR rules, which wasn't in the past because we've tried a lot experimenting with WhatsApp or chats functions, and it is not GDPR rules, but this is conformant here. And we were in discussions about that because sometimes we believed it was a bit too anonymous because the profile picture that the people see, that the consumers is seeing, it's just the Bilendi logo. I thought it would be nice to have my face on it, so that would be interesting maybe. Sometimes it's difficult to really deep dive and to ask questions, to follow up on questions, because people just go online, answer, and they are off, and then they go back, have the next question, and then my follow-up question, and they got confused. So it's a lot about recontact consumers, tell them what they have to expect and stuff like that. And as I already said, the shopping task was kind of difficult because it was COVID, and just the context is missing. Even if they are writing, you do not know where is he standing and what is he talking about. And to just summarize everything or sum up everything, Katharina just wants to talk about a bit about the impact and the learnings.
Yeah, so again, we learned a lot, and I think for me, because I've been working on this project for quite a while, the first good news was that there actually is interest and that there are men ready to talk about or to use beauty. And I think as a next step for us, the main important thing would be to really identify and think about what does it actually mean when we talk about beauty, when we talk about cosmetics, when we talk about care, and when we talk about color cosmetics. And again, like when we define these words or these concepts, this is then the strategic question in which direction we want to go, because obviously for us, the color cosmetics would make the most sense. But this could also mean this is the smallest or the sharpest target group, at least right now. So the second learning that we took is that it's actually a quite strategic decision to go into this topic per se, because I think it's a lot of social and let's say historic reasons why men are not that willing to use it and might still need a little bit more time to use it and to really understand, even because some of the main responses when we talked in interviews before, they said, well, I don't care if I have pimples, like I look great, like I don't need to look rested or well rested, like I don't care actually. And to have this mind shift also, and if you start launching a brand right now, I think one of the main tasks would also be to have this education and to have this, let's say, social, not responsibility, but it's a bigger task for a brand to launch these things right now, because it will take a little bit more time. It's not like a thing like skincare where you would maybe launch it right now and you're successful and everyone understands it and uses it and is like happy to shop. So it's a more long-term developing as a brand with the consumer together. And then again, for us, it's also the question of this whole topic, should it be for men specifically, and what do we do with this whole topic of gender fluidity and unisex? Because it can go in this one direction that people say, why is it necessary to have it specifically for men because gender don't matter anymore? Or it can be like that because if you look at it now, why should men need to buy women positioned products? Why isn't there something for them, like that it's appealing to them, that it's okay for them to buy, that it's also like, if you look at the visuals and the advertisement, that they identify with? Because right now they identify with the product but maybe not with the brand story or with the imagery behind it. So still a lot of strategic questions to answer, and we are in the middle of developing it. But it is a very interesting topic, and it is a target group that we think we need to tackle in any way. That's it.
Thank you very much. Very much looking forward into rested men's eyes in the next couple of years. Are there any questions? Because we do have time left for one question. Who wants to ask this question?
Any man?
We actually have a question from the virtual audience from Canon for Alexandra and Katarina. WhatsApp sounds like a great tool. Did you run into any privacy concerns from your participants?
No, actually not. For example, it is GDPR conform. Plus, I cannot see the profile of the respondent, you know. And for example, when I asked them, "Oh, could you please share a picture of yourself?" and they were like, "Yeah, it's in my profile. Why don't you take that?" And I'm not able to see it, you know. So they were like more surprised that I'm not able to see all of their profile. So no. But of course, we have like managed and talked to them before and told them what we were expecting of what we are going to do. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.